Okay, I'm going to very quickly show you how to export this properly, download it, and then share it for the Google Classroom so I can grade it. The first thing I want to make sure that you have done is actually name your video if you haven't already done so. I think one of the other videos talked to you about doing this, but make sure it doesn't say my video. It can say technology video. If you want to give it a name that goes along with the movie, that's fine too. So you're just going to go click where it says up here, change it to whatever you want to change it, and then click OK. So just make sure it has a name before you come out of there. All right. So again, double check, make sure you're checking your rubric, make sure you have a minute, at least a minute and a half. See, this one's a little short, so I'd already be a 90 just looking right here because I'm taking 10 points off for not hitting that minute and a half mark. So make sure you hit the minute and a half. You have the green screen, you have transitions, you have text, you have audio, and that it looks good. Okay, so those are all the things we're looking for. Once you're happy and you think that you're ready to go, you're going to come up here to where it says finish. I'm going to click the finish button. See, it's telling me, oh, you haven't titled it. Let's set a title. Sample video. Set. Okay, so that's why I said to do it first. You want to do video. You don't want to do audio only. Obviously, that's only going to be the sound. So make sure this says video. Standard definition is fine. You'll be waiting here all year if you're doing HD. So just do standard definition. This is where you can choose the thumbnail. What do you want your video to show? So it'll give you a couple of options there. And then you're going to hit export. So it's going to take a minute. It'll pop up to the screen. I would leave it on the screen. It shouldn't take too long. It's only a minute and a half that it's exporting, but you'll see a little blue bar start loading down here. All right, so I'm going to pause the video for a second and I will come back once it fully downloads. Okay, so now that it is done downloading, you can see I have a big play button here. Do not give me the link. Okay, this is going to be useless to me. It locks you out. It's almost like you need to have access to it, a lot like the Google Docs are. If it's not shared properly, nobody else can see it. So that's not what we're doing. You're going to actually come up here and hit this giant play button. It's going to open up a new tab for you where it shows you your video that you can watch. But rather than watch it, you're going to come down to this little download arrow. See where it says download? And I'm going to click download. Same thing, SD resolution, yep. And then we're just going to say download again. And you're going to see, again, our download window pops up. You can go ahead and close that because we don't need it. And now we're going to come over to our classroom to share it with me. So you're going to come to the Thursday assignment, which is today. This is where I want you to post it. Coming up to where it says your work, and we're going to add or create here. And we're choosing a file, right? We downloaded it to the computer, so it needs to be a file that we're adding, and we're going to browse for that file. So it's going to be in the downloads folder. Here it is, my sample video. Click on it, hit open. It's going to take a second to download because it is a little bit of a bigger file than what you usually put in. But once it pops in there, you're going to have the option of saying mark is done. So it takes a second, turns blue. I can say turn in. Now, here's the thing I want to point out. Notice the video is not showing you your thumbnail. Right now, it's showing this red sign. It actually takes a minute for it to process fully. It could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes on a really slow day. It could take, 3 hours. That's fine. It's still there. It's just processing in Google. It always takes a little bit of time. So don't panic if you see this. If this is something that's still there, 3 days from now, then, we'll talk one-on-one and we'll figure out how to get it out. But if you see this, it's fine. Just realize it's just processing. It's going to take a minute for it to load. So don't panic. When you come back in a little bit or you come back the next day, you'll actually see your thumbnail because then it'll upload properly and it'll be ready to go. All right, so that's the main thing I want to point out. So once you do that today, you can go ahead and either work on typing or you can go to Hour of Code. I gave you a page where it gives you a million different hours of codes you can work on. So it's your choice what you want to do with the rest of your time. All right, let me know if you have any questions.